Okay, welcome to the live stream, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me in my really awesome brand new microphone. I just had to replace mine. So yeah, welcome. It's been a crazy long day for me. Just got out of work an hour ago, 2 hours ago or something. And it looks like we got a lot of people hanging out. We got, let's see, Arachnido, Carter Lovejoy, Abigail, FN 1189, there is another, the Slafer, Molly Thomas, Nessa V, and Baffled, and Deranged. Who else we got in here? Did I say Carter Lovejoy? TK 4174. Welcome all to the chat. So, you guys can hear me, right? What is up? All right, nice. Yeah, I finally got these streams healthy and working. No longer hopefully crashing anymore. Oh, Slaver, did you just read the newest? Wait, the do you mean the Vader comic with what's it called? Moment? Not that one. You can't be talking about that one. I don't know if any of you guys are reading Master and Apprentice right now, but I gotta say, it is literally, hands down so far, I'm halfway through the book, or a little bit more than halfway. It is hands down the best thing. It was... So far, it's literally everything I want out of a book. It's crazy. Like, I wonder if it's a layup for episode 9 in a sense, because there's so much stuff about prophecy in this, and no doubt episode 9 is going to be dealing with prophecy in the Chosen One. So it's, I don't know, it's just so good. There is another asks, I think the Slaver is referring to Vader Dark Visions number 3. Oh, I have not read that. I'm so behind on comics, it's outrageous. So, man, I might have to check it out just because it sounds like it's terrible. Hey, what's up, Smith the Sun? Welcome to the chat, dude. Yeah, Claudia Gray is really, really good. So, I highly recommend everybody, like, I'm not sponsored to say this or anything, but I really think you guys should check out Master and Apprentice if you aren't already reading it, and I just can't stop listening to it. I listen to it on my way to work and on my way back, and usually sometimes if I'm just trying to, like, design a thumbnail or something, and I'll probably be done with it, like, tomorrow or the next day, and then I'm probably gonna read it again, so it's so good. It's really weird to think about how like, we never got to learn anything about Qui-Gon Jinn, really, in the movies, and now here's this book, and we've learned so goddamn much that I'm almost like, man, I hope he kind of pops up in the movie now. So... Oh, Carter, I mean... I feel like that's just probably, you know, people that run the channels like they do like that, they just hop on to the next thing. There's no more steam for The Last Jedi, so the next big thing is Brie Larson and Marvel. So, whatever will get a bunch of people upset, people will create content for it. So, it's silly. Oh wow, the Slafer. That does sound kind of weird. Oh, TK, I don't know if you're asking me how my day is, but my day's been good. It's really nice. It's really nice up here. Nice weather. And, got to hang out with my son for a little bit today, finally, because I got home so late yesterday. And, it was so much traffic getting home. It was insane. So I got to hang out with him, chase him around, because he's finally walking and doing all that stuff. And, he's like a little drunk person running around in the living room. So it's really cute and it's funny. And yeah, in a couple more months, there'll be another little one. So, been a good day. Nice weather out here. You know what's funny, Abigail? So, I still haven't seen Captain Marvel. And I know I have to kind of see it, like, I'm gonna try to find a torrent of it tonight. Like, I know I probably shouldn't say that out loud. But, I need to find some way to watch it tonight or tomorrow before I go see Endgame, or else I feel like I'm gonna not understand something. So, I'm looking for that, and I'm super pumped to see it after hearing some of the reviews I've heard come in on Twitter and stuff. It's super long, apparently, which is great. I like 3-hour films, so I don't know. Yeah, comics can be hit or miss with me. I wasn't really, or I guess it's ancillary comment. Like, I wasn't, I'm not, truthfully not digging the Padme book. It wasn't getting to me. It wasn't making me want to continue reading it, so I just put it down and I just started reading the Master and Apprentice book and haven't been able to stop. And it's no issue with the writing quality at all. The story didn't grip me. So, it's just not everything works for everybody. So. Oh, it's like the Phantom of the Opera. Interesting. Hey, what's up, Robin? Hello again from the UK. Wait, let me see this. Cult of Dusty made a great video. Roasted Geeks and Gamers, the Quartering No Bullshit, the Star Wars Girl, Jesse Milestone. I'll have to check that out sometime. I haven't, I'm not like really privy anymore. Like, I wish I was, because then I could make more hilarious videos about, the Bantha Poodoo junk that I do, the parodies. But to make the parodies, I have to be in the thick of the BS. And to be in the thick of the BS is not fun all the time. So it's funner to, write videos that you guys want to watch. You know what's funny about that card of Lovejoy? A lot of people I know are sort of doing that same thing. So, but anyways, what I'm curious about is, has anybody like really been paying attention to any like leaks or anything? I've been out of the loop with any leaks going out, and because I've been reading Master and Apprentice and thinking about the prophecies involved with the book, and then episode 9 and all that kind of stuff going on, I feel like, yo, what's up, Bantha? Welcome to the stream, my brother from the other time zone. Welcome, dudes. Or I don't know if it's just one of you or both of you, but welcome. Blue Bantha Milk. Everybody here, you guys should be watching Blue Bantha Milk Co. Their videos are great. It's good stuff. Was that one by me, Blue Bantha? Was that the one I did like a couple weeks ago? But back to the book and episode 9 and the prophecy stuff. It just keeps talking about like the chosen one and all this stuff, and then it got me thinking about the hero's journey and then a villain's redemption, and what could be like the thing that the thing that could make Ben turn to the light. And in this little breakdown of the villain's redemption that I saw, it was so interesting to read this one thing that said, when faced with a messiah-like figure, sometimes the villain, or the person who thinks he's the villain, all of a sudden has a immediate change in allegiance. And I was like, holy shit. I've never seen that before. And just knowing that the way that the trailer ends off is that no one's ever really gone. there's so many goddamn speculations that we could do with that line. But let's say we finally do see Anakin Skywalker appear before Kylo Ren. Not anymore like as this Sith ghost apparition that we saw as the cover art, or not the cover art, the concept art and all that stuff. But I feel like it would just be the good-natured Force ghost Anakin. Maybe he's just younger and played by Hayden Christensen. And that would be interesting. It would follow perfectly well with the like villain's redemption of sorts if he's confronted with a messiah-like figure, which would be his grandfather. Who knows? I have just a lot of ideas. Yo, what's up, Yova? Raylo forever, for sure. I got a video coming out for you, just specially for you on Saturday, or earlier if I get it done. Has to do with some redemption. And how I think it's gonna happen, and why I think it's gonna happen. I've gone there before with a bunch of things in terms of, Oh, what's up, Corey's daddy pad? Dude, everybody here, if you're EU lore, you like, you know, just diving into the mechanics of the universe of Star Wars, go check out Corey Datapad's, or Datapad. I say it differently every time. Go check out Corey Datapad and check out his channel. It's wicked good. He also did something for Eck a while back, Eckhart's Ladder, who's taking a break. So, and it's funny because he had a video scheduled today, which was wicked funny. Because then I posted, "No one's ever really gone." Yeah, man, Corey, you make good work, dude. If that's your name. Oh my god. A super chat. Thanks so much, FN1189. Let me read that first, and then I'll get back up to Yova, and there's another. Here's a dank, The Rise of Skywalker theory for you. What if it was actually Palpatine who was somehow manipulating Luke to attempt to strike down Ben Solo in the hut? I think that would be very interesting, because I have a video on this page talking about how Luke Skywalker may have been trained by, or when he met with Snoke, maybe Snoke taught him about the mind probe and stuff like that, but he did it for a nefarious reason. So I've always felt like that scene that happened between Luke and Kylo Ren, or Ben Solo at the time in the hut, it seemed like maybe he was pushed to do that. Because when we read about what the mind probe does to the person it's being done to, it's invasive, it hurts, and of course you're going to wake up if somebody goes into your mind. It literally hurts your body. So why the hell did he do it? You know, it raises a lot of questions. So I think the idea that some darkness is at play with the Skywalker family is without a doubt true. But that's a wicked good theory, dude. And thanks so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I totally forgot that I had super chats on here. Every time I see one of those, I'm probably gonna be like, oh my god. Like, going right into the baby fun, guys. So I really appreciate it. So let me go to There's Another's question real quick. Speaking of Raylo, did you see the artist James Hance's drawing of Rey and Ben Solo? No, I didn't. If you can, I think I can approve a link if you drop it in here. I think that's cool. Oh yeah, you saw my comment, nice. Yeah, you know, sometimes I gotta pull a dad joke. Alright, let me check this out. Hopefully this doesn't crash anything. Wow, that's actually kind of funny to me. This might be a bit much. Imagine if this is the official poster for episode 9. Oh my god. It's too much. I gotta look away. It's not for me, guys. Oh crap. Yova, re-ask your question? Yeah, if I missed your question, definitely repost it and I'll get to it. But yeah, there is another. What a ridiculous photo. Oh my god. There's a guy that I've been chatting with on Twitter that's allowing me to use the Battlefront icon that he made, his like own sort of broken Kylo Ren helmet for the thumbnail coming up, so I'm really pumped about that. I love the way it looks. Oh, so here it is, from Yova Rods. Have you seen Alex Kane's tweet? J.J. Abrams 100% Reylo. I have not. Drop that in here too. I'm in. I want to hear. I mean, I always figured J.J. Abrams' subtle romance that he mentioned is, without a doubt, the tension between the two of them. And he said it won't be an on-the-nose romance. I legitimately can't think that it's Finn and Rey at all. I think, at best, it's like Finn's first real friend and Rey's first real friend, so that's why they really want to know about each other in the beginning of But yeah, anyways, you know what I'm saying. If you do drop the tweet in here, I'll check it out. Reylo has always been the thing, but I think people take Reylo way too black and white, like that it has to be specifically this overzealous romance between the two, and I don't think that's what's going to happen at all. I think what's going to happen is something rather subtle, sort of like an Empire Strikes Back Han and Leia acknowledgement of their more than connection, if it goes that way. And again, we may be surprised. Who knows? But I think it's going to be really subtle. But there's without a doubt the two of them, like, uniting. Without a doubt. Because, yeah, Abigail, yeah, so it's gonna be like the Han and Leia thing. I don't know if it'll be as... I don't know if there's been enough setup like Padme and Anakin to get to their full romance, but then again, that jumped super fast into that in Attack of the Clones, and we just sort of accepted it. Oh, interesting. Hey, I like Death Cab for Cutie as well. Really good guitarists. Really great band. That's great. I'm gonna follow this guy. Following Alex Kane. More things to watch. So yeah, Robin Stanton, interesting question. I have a really funky idea about the Knights of Ren in The Rise of Skywalker, because I know nothing, so therefore I get to speculate in all these weird directions. And I without a doubt do think that the Knights of Ren are in this film, 100%. I think they're going to be very present, and I wonder if they are going to be another group that abandons Kylo Ren due to something, due to some sort of lack of approval of something he did. Maybe it's Snoke, maybe it's something like that. But I think that there's going to be another form of abandonment with his crew, or some sort of falling out. With that said, the other thing I'm kind of thinking about with them is that I don't know anymore if they are Luke's students. I can't tell. I don't know. I can't tell. And if I had to guess, I feel like, what if that group is similar to the Acolytes of the Beyond, and they are sort of Force mystics, able to use the Force? And it got me thinking about the helmet and why it's coming back. And not only is it a metaphor for Kylo Ren sort of hiding behind the mask again, and sort of like debuting his wounds for everyone to see, but everything's coming off really ritualistic. So my thinking is that I feel like the Knights of Ren are going to be kind of like this ritualistic Sith worshipping gang that found the Chosen One's grandson to be their front runner, regardless of status in the galaxy or whatever. They just chose him, and that's where he first finds like belonging and stuff, you know. Also with Snoke, obviously, right before The Force Awakens, after he finds out about his grandfather Darth Vader, but he didn't become a Knight of Ren until all that was out in the open. So it just got me thinking, maybe there's something a little more mystical about the Knights of Ren. Because there's really no reason for Kylo to wear the helmet, as we find out in Episode 9. I mean, in Episode 8, like, legitimately, nobody's making him do it. He's choosing to do it. So, and they all wear helmets, so it's gotta be sort of like this ritualistic thing. That's what I think. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Yova, I do think there will be something with Rey and Ben against the Knights of Ren in some way. Carter Lovejoy, PewDiePie's the best Christian channel of all time. He's been under a lot of fire lately, huh? I think he's a funny dude. He's just always under fire, though. I think he might want to play it safe for just a tiny little while. Who knows? It is the internet. People will get crazy. Interesting question. Do I think Poe Dameron will turn out to be gay? I kind of feel like yes after watching the panel, but I couldn't tell if they were just like, you know, pandering to our sensibilities on that matter, you know? Because we were all thinking about that. And to me, it would seem natural. Poe doesn't strike me as something, or he never came off as necessarily being one way or another. But yeah, if they were being just coy and funny and like whatever, like that's hilarious. But if they ends up being gay, I honestly it wouldn't matter to me, and I'd be completely okay with it. Oh no, there was another. Nothing on the panel made me think that. That's always been sort of a question ever since The Force Awakens between Poe and Finn, about there being a homosexual like romance in the movies, and people were thinking it would be them and it would happen in Episode 8 or something. I don't know too much about it, but I do remember that was originally thought about way back then. And then in the panel, they were talking about him being like an eligible bachelor and all that kind of stuff. So I think they were just kind of playing around with the fans, being like, yeah, they're gonna have a romance or something. You know, I don't know. They might have just been goofing with us. But somebody did ask me if that happened, would I be okay with it? And the answer is of course. And it wouldn't really throw me. I mean, there's been no rhyme or reason to like what Finn or Poe really prefers, in my opinion. So, nor does it really matter to me. The Slaver, what if only Finn and Rose are the couple? Yeah, that's the only thing I think that would become like an official on-screen couple, perhaps. A legitimate in stone. Somebody earlier did think, or did say Zori could be a Knight of Ren. I don't think so. Or not Zori. It's gonna be Kerry Russell. She's not a Knight of Ren. She plays Zori. Something completely different. A bounty hunter. Oh, I'm sorry, Yova. Yeah, just type it again. So many people now type it in here, so I'm gonna be bound to miss something. Oh, have I seen the new Vader comic turn into some kind of erotic? It's on Twitter. Yeah, drop the link. No, I heard that people weren't really digging it though. Alright, let's check this out. Are my eyes about to melt? Oh, I remember seeing this cover. Yeah. Well, Who knows? I don't know if I'll ever check it out. Maybe I'll like just read it for free at the comic book store. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, there's another. Sometimes there's just a lot of chat and or a lot of text that flies by, so I'm bound to miss everybody's thing every now and then. And I don't always look at the chat, to be honest. Sometimes I just look around my room at the things in it, or my screen, or my fingers, or my NECA Ninja Turtle that's 14 inches tall. It's beautiful. Yeah, no, it's okay, Yova. I'm just busting balls. I actually don't like Jeremy Jahns much. I don't think he's a jerk or anything. I don't know him, so I can't say I don't like Jeremy Jahns, the dude. I just don't really like the content. Hey, what's up, Misconduct? Oh, Blue Bantha Milko. I must have missed whatever conversation you're part of right now. How they portray the protagonist in subtext. I'm missing something with that one. But yeah, everybody say, hey, Misconduct, welcome to the stream. It's been a while. It feels good. It feels nice to be kind of, like, getting back in gear, I guess. That's the way I'd put it. Feels good. I think the biggest thing about this, like, latching on to the toxic hate of new Star Wars is that it just comes off as desperate and desperation now. Like, or it also comes off as childish a little bit, because at the end of the day, it is adults, or, you know, a group of adults complaining online. And oh, okay, so let me read this from Blue Bantha real quick. This is what he was talking about. So the new Vader comic is messed up. It's an analog to female fandom, particularly villain stands, and it's kind of gross that they betray the protagonist in subtext. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so maybe I will just have to read this just so I can really understand everybody's issues with this thing. Oh, yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, Dash has never been one to shy away from his... He has really strong opinions, always has. I'll never fault him on them. He even mentioned, I think 2 years ago, that like he kind of was going to stop talking about Star Wars because he wasn't feeling it. And, you know, more power to him, to be honest, with his base and everybody. But what I don't like is when people don't admit that it isn't as simple as a movie not living up to some people's expectations as to why people are lashing out. That's called deflecting. That's placing the blame. Like, it's a movie for children that adults enjoy. So, I just don't get it. Maybe the fact that you've grown up and become an adult and have different tastes is just why you don't like it. Maybe there's something about my adulthood that makes me still like this stuff. I don't know. And I think people need to stop taking the movies so seriously. That's really the biggest thing. Even the people that love the movies, like me, like, I try not to take the movies this seriously because it's crazy the comments I've seen after that one video that I made on what's it called? The Force Awakens set up Reylo perfectly. You know, it's my opinion piece. And there's so many funny, like, dudes. There's one dude who went right to the spam folder because he posted 150 times. I was like, what the heck is I had 150 like icons in this like box of like maybe spam, and it was just this one dude posting the same link over and over and over again to proving that like Reylo is racist or something. It was hilarious. So that's how serious some of these people take it, and it's crazy. So I have an interesting point of view on Star Wars Only. I think he's a really smart guy, and I'm sub to him. I don't agree with a lot of his takes, but we do talk. And He's just, he's an OT purist kind of guy. He's young. He's young too, which really surprised me. He was like 19 or 20. But yeah, I ended up talking to him and just like getting to know him because I was just curious about the other side and what people think. And while I disagree with the takes, I just feel like, yeah, I'll just be okay to disagree with it. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that we agree about that have to do with Star Wars. We agree probably more about things in Star Wars in the big scheme of things than we disagree. So that's the only way I can really put it. And it's better to bridge gaps with people than it is to kind of keep beef going anyways, because we're all bound to cross each other's paths. The Earth is a small place, so yeah, he did have that, but I think he squashed that beef. So Miss Connor says, I love the connection Star Wars makes to mythology and literature. Oh, no doubt. That's like pretty much the only thing I think about most of the time, Like whenever I'm writing some of my, bigger analysis stuff, which has been pretty much what I've been doing lately, I am just retreading like the hero's journey, like videos from like the 80s on Star Wars and mythology, and a bunch of old things, old magazine articles that are like scanned from like, old mythology in the 80s and like the way it was portrayed. It's so cool. And that's why I say that Star Wars, yeah, it's sci-fi, right? It is, but it's also just a fairy tale. Oh, very interesting. So how do you see Reylo as Beauty and the Beast when Kylo dies? Rey brings him back to life, and he becomes Ben Solo again, and they kiss. If that is done right, with a sense of gravitas, it could be really good. But I think it's one of those things that if he plays it so literal to that trope, it might come off as is kind of like a little too obvious. I don't know how else to put it, but I have thought about how Kylo Ren could die, or like what makes him become Ben Solo. And yes, like Kylo Ren in a sense will need to die in whatever way that means. But I have an idea about what that really is going to be, and you'll hear about it in my video. So yeah, it's a little different than Rey. Here, let me go up. Oh yeah, and I mean it's totally science fantasy too. But I'm just saying but I think like the way it's sort of fairy tale is in its Once Upon a Time opening. It's very clearly designed, and I mean even George Lucas has said it himself that it's a fairy tale. But beyond just the guy himself saying it, the way it's packaged is that of a fairy tale. Even though it's in space. So, but yeah, still a space fantasy. Yeah, I mean exactly, baffled. So Kylo Ren dies, Ben rises, which is kind of what I'm thinking. But I think something's gonna have to happen for him to so radically shift, or like for Ben to rise. It can't be as simple as Kylo Ren just dying and somebody kissing him and him coming to life and he's Ben. That can't be it. What needs to happen is what redemption really is. And I think what redemption really is people giving him complete forgiveness for his transgressions, and then him completely forgiving himself first. Those two things have to happen in order for Ben to come back and exist. Slafer, I'm kind of with you. I feel like that's kind of what's gonna happen. That's just my personal thinking, that like at the end he will be in exile, maybe even on Octu, or he maybe even seek out Octu. Who knows? Yeah, Abigail. I did see that. Unfortunately, well, I don't know how many people saw that, but yeah. Tis legit. I'll put it that way. That's all I'll say. But yeah, I just feel like Ben Solo going into exile after redemption to personally sort of atone for what he, or for what he has done. Because yeah, sure, he's gonna get forgiveness and maybe forgive himself and then become redeemed. And then I feel like he needs to go and reflect. It can't end with him having a hunky-dory ending, in my opinion. I feel like it's got to end a little bit with him needing to still figure out his future. But we know he's on the right path. It'll end with us knowing he's on the right path. Yeah. And maybe Rey follows Ben to Octu to also learn there as well. The dark and the light go to the first Jedi Temple to rebuild again, to start over, maybe. Maybe it's something like that. It could be real subtle like that, you know? That'd be really cool. And somebody asked about what I thought about The Mandalorian. My thoughts on The Mandalorian are, oh my fucking god. It is neck and neck with my hype for episode 9. So, I have a couple things that I think are way cooler about The Mandalorian than anything I've seen from the sequel trilogy. And I know that sounds crazy, because you guys know that I love the sequel trilogy. But the fact that they're using like motion control, stop animation, and stuff like that, and like that, the whole show is jammed full of puppets, real practical ass puppets. It's so amazing looking. I wish that they did motion control in the sequel trilogy. Oh, Abigail, thanks so much for hanging out then. I'll see you next time. I'll be streaming on Sunday, so everybody say bye, Abigail. Thanks so much. Yeah, Jessica, love will, yeah. Well, that's the message of Star Wars. Love will win. It always does, no matter what, right? Like, a lot of people look at the way the PT and the sequel trilogy are put together as one story now, and that love eventually did triumph, right? I'm so jealous of you guys. You got to actually see the footage without it being filmed on a cam. Does anybody else feel like... oh, what's up, Winterbloom? Welcome to the chat. I don't know if you've been in here, but I just noticed your name now. One thing I wonder is, like, when he's in the forest, Kylo Ren in the forest, muscling his way down towards something, I have this sneaking suspicion that something is gonna happen. And I realized the reason that this idea could be possible is because of the footage that is left over of Leia. So what if, you know, when Kylo is unmasked, it's kind of like that's his vulnerable times, right? He's most vulnerable for some reason narratively when his mask is off, which is all of TLJ, the most vulnerable we've ever seen him, period. His mask was just off. The wounds were open and revealed for everybody. So now the mask is going back on for him to hide, and then it's going to come back off, which means that he's vulnerable again. So whatever the hell is going on is an emotional outburst in that scene, in my opinion. Him with the other First Order, he's mowing people down, doing whatever the hell he can do to the Resistance. And then I think he's going to come face to face with Leia in the forest. And I think it's going to be like She's just gonna be like, Ben, just like Han. And I don't know if it'll be more than that. So I'm not sure if it'll be more than that, but something along those lines I feel like could happen. Oh, let me see this. Kylo mask is off, and Rey sees Ben again, and kiss. Yeah, maybe. You know what? I just can't hold to any theory anymore. The first sentence in my new script is, hard to see the future is. The Yoda quote. Just because that trailer and the way redemption is going to work, like, there's so many possible ways. I do think he's going to be redeemed, without a doubt. But I'm not sure if it's going to be like a Han, Leia, is it going to be Rey, is it going to be all of them, is it going to be Luke, is it going to be all the Force ghosts, is fucking Qui-Gon going to pop up and be like, remember who you are? And that's why I keep feeling like I keep feeling like Master and Apprentice is like a roadmap for us before Episode 9 to sort of get our brains realigned with the prophecies of the Jedi, how the Jedi were failing, their own issues and struggles inside, and what it means to be truly aligned with the right side of the Force. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, that's right. They are the only ones that know the end. Yeah, because it changed so many times. Yo, what's up, Sabak Chat? Welcome to the chat, Sabak Chat. Welcome. There's another. Qui-Gon's ghost haunts me every night. He moves things and throws stuff at me whenever I'm trying to sleep. I'm going to tell him to haunt you. You know what? I would love to be haunted by Qui-Gon Jinn. I would love some prophetic wisdom from him. I can't wait to finish Master and Apprentice. But there's just so much stuff. There's even, like, some of the prophecies mentioned sound like the rise of the First Order. You know? And there's just so much stuff going on. Or there's so much remaining stuff with Kylo now. Like, the last thing we see of him is him holding his father's dice, but it's another layer weirder. It's a ghost of his father's dice. Kylo literally dealt with the ghost of his father and uncle in The Last Jedi, and that's why he was broken in half. You know, that's why he's still completely split. So that's why I feel like there will be redemption, potentially, sort of, maybe with Han, in some way, but I'm not sure. The Slaver, that would actually be amazing. Yeah, I've heard about a couple leaks. I mean, I try not to read every single one of them just because I do want some of it to be surprising, but you know, what are you gonna do? It is the internet. So I would just say be wary of the leaks in the chat if you can. Oh yeah, PT is prequel trilogy. I always just use like the initials. I like some spoilers, like the poster thing, like little things to hype us up. I like that kind of stuff. Alec Herbaz, yeah, I think so too. I mean, it looks like one, but then he also has the like the circular helmet of what I remembered to be what looked like an alien in the background of one of the pictures when it was showing the Resistance for Episode 9, as well as a old concept art thing we saw from the TFA, the art of the TFA book, and it was like more of a Resistance look. Oh, what's up, Dale? Off to work, have a good chat. Well, have a good, session at work. Oh man, FN1189 with a super chat. Oh my god. Hold on, let me read this. Thanks so much again, you guys. You have no idea how great it is to get a super chat that I can just throw into this little bank account I'm starting for my son. It's so funny. I think there's like $30 in there right now, and it's all from you. So technically, you guys are gonna be putting my kid through college. So that's why I'm streaming. I actually don't like Star Wars at all. But no, let me read what I just got real quick. Depending on the time gap between TLJ and Tross, it would be really neat to see a series of some kind in between episodes revolving around Rey and her Jedi training. Yeah, actually, that would be pretty neat, especially the fact that she has been with the books for so long, if it is such a long time jump. Because you could take that line in the trailer, 1,000 generations live in you now, as like the 1,000 generations of teachings in those books. She has now read them. She's now figured it all out. But I want to see how. I want to see the failings, and I want to see stuff like that, you know, where she had to struggle a little bit. And I'm not saying that she didn't struggle in the movies, because I put plenty of videos out there talking about how I think Rey is a survivor. But I definitely would like to see a bit of her, like, dealing with the quirks and whatever of trying to understand the Jedi ways, and if she just, like, butts heads with them. So, yeah, I agree. I think it would be really neat to see something like that. And as we all know, no one's ever really gone. So maybe there will be really a TV series. And, yeah, I'd be all for it, dude. So thanks so much again, though, for the super chat, dude. It means so much. Let me go down in the... Oh, JX Editor, what's up, dude? Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, didn't realize you had these. Kite Man, hell yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It happened like last week, and now it lives in this weird digital space on my computer that I can't access until it hits a certain threshold or something. It's super weird how YouTube works, but I love doing it. Interesting, Jessica should ask, who is training Rey? Dead Luke? I have to say probably not. If I had to make a wild guess, and this is an absolute wild guess, we do know, oh yeah, Darth Revan is here, my lord and savior. I do think that there will be some sort of Leia and Rey training. Something involving the two of them. Because we do know that Luke taught, Leia a little bit. And obviously enough for her to fly through space and, save herself. So yeah, I think she's going to get a little bit of a teaching from Leia. And I think what's going to be interesting about that is that it's not necessarily going to require her to physically be there, technically. Because if they're that attuned to the Force, who's to say they couldn't communicate and have somebody that's a close voice double speak to Rey, being like, focus, Rey. Sense the world around you, Rey. Like, something like that. And the other thing, too, is framing is everything, right? If you frame somebody from the elbow down, and you just show one shot of, Carrie Fisher's head on Leia, boom, you don't have to show her again for the rest of the whole sequence. Right? Oh, I also think that's going to happen too. There's another. Without a doubt, I think there will be some sort of force bondings going on in this movie that are now of their own doing because of how powerful that they become. And I don't think their force bond was ever truly severed. I know that, Rian Johnson in that, I believe, I can't remember who wrote the book. I'm just blanking on his name right now. I just feel like they say, yeah, it's closed. The door is closed. But I think, nope. I don't think JG's going to close that door. Bastila and I tried force bondage once. I believe you, Darth Revan. I hope Darth Revan comes back to canon in these supposed, Knights of the Old Republic series that are coming out. Robin Stanton, I think the first scene of them is going to be them realizing they're still connected. Being like, oh my god, this is still going on. Something like that, maybe. Because like maybe it hasn't gone on for a while, and then all of a sudden it's just like, and then like they're back. But honestly, that's just speculation. I have no freaking idea. Yeah, Arachnito. Well, I think what's going to be interesting is JJ said that he built scenes around the footage that existed, right? So I'm not sure what that means. I feel like she's going to be peppered throughout the movie. I mean, I truly have no idea how they really are going to use her, but apparently there's like 45 minutes of footage from The Last Jedi that they have. That's a lot of stuff. And when you really think about runtime in a movie and how much people take up in a movie, Darth Vader took up 10 minutes primarily in each film in the original trilogy. Only 10 minutes, that's about it. I think it was like maybe 7 minutes in the first one. So with about an hour's worth of footage, I bet they could do something pretty compelling with 10 minutes of Carrie Fisher, if that makes sense. So I have no idea how it's going to happen, but the fact that they do have access to unused footage, I think that'll work. Oh, Blue Bantha, thanks so much for hanging out, dudes. I'll be talking with you guys very soon, and I know that you messaged me on Twitter, so yeah, I'll be hitting you guys up. So thanks for hanging out, dudes. I really appreciate it. May the Force be with you. And I hope you drink a lot of blue milk. And that you think of me bathing in blue milk. I wouldn't mind The Rise of Skywalker being 3 hours. I really like long movies. I like festering in a movie. I really love The Lord of the Rings. I can't get enough of it. Oh, so you had something else that you said, Yova. JJ, Ryan, and Snoke are Reylo God worshippers. Never erase that image. Well, The Lord of the Rings to me has such like a bittersweet ending. Because, Frodo does go away with the elves to that beyond, right? But yeah, it is a good ending, though. But it did leave me feeling kind of, like, sad. So. It's like Severus Snape. You find out the guy did bad things for good reasons. And you feel bad about it. And you hated him this whole time, but you feel bad about it. Also, Lord of the Rings, like, The Return of the King had, like, 19 different endings. Oh, have I seen 2001? Dude, I've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey way too many times. I saw it for the first time when I was 17. And I think now that I'm 33, I've probably seen it like 100 times. Yeah, holy shit, 300 hours of that movie. Yeah, Ben is Snape. Yeah, I did have that analogy in my video, but I cut it out just because it got kind of clunky in my upcoming video. But, oh yeah, what about Blade Runner? I love Blade Runner. Specifically, the official director's cut out of the 6 official versions. But I love Blade Runner. I loved what they did with Blade Runner 2049. It was such a good sequel, and I can't believe Like, I don't want a third one. Oh, really? Oh, hold on, guys. So, the voice actor of HAL 9000 passed away last year, sadly. I had no idea. Wow. Hey, FN1189, thanks so much for the super chats, man. It really means a lot. Everybody say, may the force be with you to FN1189. And honestly, your support means everything, man. It allows me to keep this channel going, gives me the inspiration to keep going. So, have a good night. Or morning. I don't know where you are. Have a good afternoon or brunch. Maybe use the refresher, as they say in Star Wars. I love the gloom, Jessica. I love that dirty cyberpunk. And I really liked it in Ghost in the Shell. Wasn't as good as the anime, but the movie was pretty good, I think. You know, I'm not as picky as a lot of the hardcore anime people, but I loved that look. The endings in the Rise of Skywalker will have officially 66 endings. Ooh, Tron Legacy. Haven't seen that in a long enough. I haven't seen that in so long that I probably couldn't give you a good opinion on that, Yova. I remember being blown away by what it looked like when I saw it in theaters. But I think I might have been a little young for me to have like a good, intelligent opinion on it, because I wasn't looking at it in that way. I can't remember when it came out. Was that like 10 years ago? I'm not sure. Wait, would it be aggressive if I started telling people soloing so long? Oh, so long. I think that's actually pretty funny. It'd be great if you could make that a sound. So long, and then it goes pew pew. But it's like Han doing his weird little like special edition head jerk thing. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think Tron Legacy's free on Amazon for me, so maybe I'll watch that tonight later on when I wrap things up. The stream's been super good so far. And again, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. It means a lot. I know I haven't been posting a lot of content lately, but as you know, family life and freelance is busy stuff. So, and running around after a little 1-year-old is hilarious. So, I gotta make sure I do that. Oh, Robin, dude, I'm behind you. I think Keanu Reeves is Adam Driver. It's like, imagine if he came back, but like, it's so uncanny, their resemblance. I also thought too, like, why not get Keanu Reeves to play Revan? I don't know. Why not? If that happened. But then again, we'd be like, oh, it just looks like Kylo Ren. So, but Kylo Ren just looks like Revan. But I'd be totally into, like, let's say there's like a series that Disney makes in 10 years. And they get Keanu Reeves to play Kylo Ren, but he's Ben Solo. No, they get Keanu Reeves to play Ben Solo, the exiled Jedi, the remaining of the bloodline on Octu, like some mysterious ass film, and it's him. Because in a sense, Kylo Ren did travel around the galaxy with his uncle, looking at old Force lore and stuff, right? So Kylo Ren is of himself kind of a mystic and a Force lore kind of guy. So I don't know. I feel like it would be a cool take on him after the redemption if that happens. Well, Darth Revan, all you gotta do is read the Legends books. And then you'll remember. Let me go back to a few of these. So Yova asked, Rey is a clone, born of the Force, Kenobi, Palpatine, nobody. You know, well, so here's what I think. First of all, I don't think Palpatine's back in the flesh. I think, or meaning that like he's alive, walking around and gonna cause havoc in episode 9. It's a misdirect. It's representing something that has to do with him in the movie, and it's probably not as straightforward as just the Death Star 2. I think something like a holocron or a hologram of him, a message of his, still exists. Maybe Kylo Ren has it or sees it or something like that, or they come across a darkness that still lingers in the remnants of the Death Star, or is in Kylo Ren's helmet, or maybe is the thing that is talking to Kylo Ren in Darth Vader's helmet. But what's got me thinking about Rey being a clone, and if that could be a reality, and I know it sounds kind of goofy, and I'm just going to focus on Yova's question for a little bit here. I know it sounds a little goofy, but there is precedence for cloning in Star Wars, right? So I'm not throwing this out of the realm of possibility, because there's a lot of coincidental things about the contingency plan, Palpatine being obsessed with clones, or in Legends, I don't really remember a lot. You know, I talk with my buddies that are big buffs on that about Legends material, and I believe we've talked about Palpatine having clones of himself and always having these contingencies for after his death. And his observatory was on Jakku to look into, places deep in space that like where he wanted to apparently go reach out to a darkness that seemed to be calling, right? So Rey, this Force user that went to go to a special mirror to go find out about her heritage, sees that she is herself, and that's who her parents are, herself. She is born of no one. Maybe we all took it in a weird way, thinking that, maybe it's the Cosmic Force. Maybe that is it. But maybe it's as simple as something that we all know that exists in Star Wars canon, and that Rey could be a clone, a test of something out of the dark side, something out of Palpatine's many laboratory tests, so something like a Vader or something, a recreation. Except Palpatine died, and his whole thing went away, and this thing left, this Rey from nowhere, probably looked after by somebody, then sold around. If that's the clone route, it would be a very interesting thing to see somebody that is literally from nothing, a clone, that used to kind of be looked down upon in universe, right? To a certain extent. To now be the heir to the Jedi. And I could see that being a thing. In regards to being a Kenobi, I don't think so. To being a complete nobody, I think that's out of the realm of possibility now that JJ is in town, and primarily because of what he said when he was interviewed, that there's more to the story. So, well, let me scroll back down here. Super chat from Smith the Sun. Young Ben had dreams like Anakin about the future. Good question. I feel like if anything, young Ben might have been taught things by Snoke, or maybe even tormented by Snoke, who was powerful, who maybe gave him some visions. But I guess it's hard to speculate on that, Smith the Sun, if he had dreams like Anakin. Maybe he did, because Luke Skywalker does have prophetic dreams of sorts. Like, he had that dream in the beginning of the Last Jedi novelization. So, yeah, I think that's not within. It's not something that couldn't be possible. I just don't know how to answer it, I guess. Like, I think probably yes. Oh yeah. There's another. I tend to agree. And let me actually read Yova here. Yeah, JJ said Rey's parents are not in episode 7. 100%. I do believe that. And what I do believe, the truth that the biggest thing I do believe is that, you know, let's say the clone thing doesn't happen, because that's the least likely thing I think is going to happen regarding Rey. I think the most likely thing to happen with Rey, to find out that she does have a family, is that she has a sister. It's gonna be like Luke finding out he has a sister, or Leia finding out she's a brother. This is gonna sound crazy, and I've said it before in a stream. Kerry Russell being cast in this, I don't think is coincidental. She looks just like Rey. You know, she looks just like Daisy Ridley to me, an older one, like a sister, a cousin, or something like that. So I just feel like she's gonna meet this bounty hunter, find out there's some siblingness to it. Zori would be Rey's sister. Maybe gone bad, hunting the galaxy down, looking for a long-lost sister who was thrown away like garbage. No, I don't think Zori would ever be her mother. To me, it's like a sister or something. And maybe that's her ship going away. Maybe Zori even left her on the planet for a good reason, if that's what's going on. But again, that's high speculation. Nah, I've never thought Natalie Portman looked like anybody, to be honest. That's just me, though. I do think I do think Natalie Portman and I can't remember, Keira Knightley look exactly the same. But yeah, I feel like the sister thing would be the most likely thing to me if there was going to be a family thing. To retcon her and be like, yeah, she's a Skywalker, I would say no, not literally. If anything, if she brands herself a Skywalker, it'll be metaphorical. Like the literal taking on of the mantle of the Skywalker name. If anything like that happens. Because I know a lot of people are saying it's gonna be retconned. I don't think so. I don't think there's enough time for him to do that if he wanted to. Imagine. Oh my god, there's another. That is hilarious. I'd clap. Yeah, Noob Games. Yeah, I definitely don't. I hope she's not a Kenobi. It would just feel so strange. Boxerhead Gaming, my favorite Star Destroyer. I don't think I have a favorite Star Destroyer, to be honest. I guess. I mean, what isn't more badass than Darth Vader's flagship? So. We need to get Ek in here, but Ek's on his vacation. But yeah, I would say, I'm just gonna look at a little list of all these right now. Yeah, Executor. Executor just looks like a blade in the sky, ready to freaking pierce through you, which it does to something it shouldn't do. But yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if I know how to say here. 2Quail 1138, 2Q, 2Quail. I don't know how to say your name. I'm gonna call you 1138. I think JJ like TLJ too much to retcon it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there is a retcon. I think when people say, when people are like, he's retconning because he's saying there's more to the story, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because there's a new chapter in the story to be told, so of course there's more to the story, right? I mean, to go and make a video being like TLJ's being retconned because J.J. Abrams says there's more to the story. That's like saying, by the way, the sky is blue. I don't know. It just seems retarded. are stupid. So, what else? I'm gonna go up just to a few of these. Redconning. Yeah, remaining a nobody. Definitely gonna be what I think. Oh, JX, wow. Oh man. Super chat madness tonight. Thanks so much, guys. My friend's girlfriend's named Ray. Really annoys me, or really annoys them when I say these are your first steps. That's hilarious. Alright, JX, may the force be with you, dude. Every time she walks on steps, she'd be like, these are your first steps. Yeah, so exactly, Rogue One. I mean, like, those theories are just pipe dreams. The only reason it took you a while. Okay. I'll have to remember that. It took you a while. Adios, JX. Thanks so much, man. Thanks so much for the super chats. It means so much. But yeah, Kenobi and the whole, I mean, like, a lot of voices were part of that flashback and stuff. Or that Force Vision, Force Black, Force whatever the hell we call it. And I think since they're able to go into the living Force as Force ghosts, or, you know, I think their influence can be felt, but I don't think that was sort of a direction towards her lineage. It was more of a reference to the past for our new hero. Yeah, Arachnito, probably. It's really funny to think about. But I kind of do think that maybe Ewan McGregor in Lucasfilm realized that there's more Obi-Wan stories to be told, and it's better to be told on TV. Maybe in a streaming service. Maybe Ewan McGregor wasn't lying when he's like, yeah, I'm not filming an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. Because he's filming an Obi-Wan Kenobi television series. That way he could hold a straight face. I don't know. That's just my hope. Yeah, I'm with you, Robin. I mean, well, that's the other thing is that's what I'm saying, sort of, like, where I think people take every little detail a little too seriously. And while I think we all do that for the sake of fun, and it's healthy to do so because we are fans of the possibilities presented in each one of these films, you know, after each one we're like, what's going to happen next? Because we love the movies, or at least, you know, people in the chat right now that I'm hanging out with, we like the sequel trilogy. We like the original trilogy. Maybe all of us like the prequel trilogy. I like the prequel trilogy. But we like to speculate on stuff. But what people do is they make it gospel. And then they get so attached to this idea that they've come up with based on a tease, that once they go to see the movie and this idea that sat in their mind for a year, that's it. You know, didn't live up to my theory. This movie sucks. Yeah, exactly, Robin. You're setting yourself up for disaster. Okay, baffled and deranged. Gotta go do some laundry. Bye. Alright, hope you fold it well. I hate doing laundry. My wife is awesome and does so much of it all the time that I owe her, like, I don't even know, a house. I owe her a house, so I'll buy her a house. But yeah, take it easy, baffled and deranged. May the force be with you. Thanks so much for hanging out. So I'll probably hang out for like another 10 minutes, everybody. So let's see. Any other questions you guys want to ask about the sequel trilogy, and any of my thoughts on the upcoming Star Wars film or TV shows? Because yes, I am full of way too many things. Way too many theories. Oh, interesting. I think the similarities between Rey and the legacy characters is signaling that she's the embodiment or union of those who came before, not hinting at a blood relation. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that and I feel like that and that sorry, I just burped. I think she's the embodiment of, I said this a while ago, the cosmic forces, like will has gone into her in a sense, because it awakened with her awakening. So there's definitely a link there. There's something going on. So I think she's almost like the true vessel of the Force right now. Yeah. Oh yeah. And well, yeah, true. And I take that line too, as well as meaning the knowledge of the Jedi are now like pretty much in her hands. But remember, on the other side of this, it could be Ben Solo hearing this from Luke. Who knows? Oh, Boxerhead Gaming, should Coruscant make a return? You know, I would love that. I would love Coruscant to make a return. I have the sneaking suspicion, though, that it's going to be Tatooine, Jakku, Batu, and maybe Endor. But I would really like a city-esque place. Something like that. Oh, and I do think we might go to, like, Vader's castle on Mustafar. Yeah, I feel like we will see Mustafar. And I feel like this is my big speculation dumbness going on here. Don't take my word for it. But I feel like the creation of Kylo Ren's helmet, the recreation, since it's some freaking animal putting it together, and looks like in a dungy little basement. Oh, Rogue One, thanks so much. Yeah, I'm going to be doing another one on Sunday at 4 p.m. So I hope to see you here. I really, really appreciate that. Positive reinforcement, everybody. It goes a long way. But I think the helmet is ritualistic, and I think the putting back together will be a ritual. A sort of something that occurs at the castle, I think. Maybe even using part of like the lava there, or whatever the metal there is, to just put it back together. The dark side energy. But that's my super duper speculation on that. That's like highbrow Mike Zero speculation. I might need to wash my mouth out with soap. So. Darth Revan. Death Troopers versus Range Troopers? Death Troopers. Death Troopers. They win. Actually, well, I'm sort of trying to write this thing for Ek, but it has to do with Troopers. I have to get it done. I have to do it. I want to do it. I've done a lot of research on it. I just gotta find time to do it. Oh, yeah, and Anthea Jaya, yeah. When Luke says, "We will always be with you" in the trailer, I think he's talking to Ben. See, that's what's so great about this trailer. I feel like it'll be, it's like, it could be taken so many goddamn ways. Is he talking to Leia? Is he talking to Rey? Is he talking to Ben? Is Anakin involved? Like, who is, like... There's so much possibility with this. So, yeah, that's the other thing. Oh, Yova, I would love that to be the end. Just like a final message. I don't for 1 second believe one of the dumb, like, wicked fake leaks I saw on, like, EEW. It was like the whole movie is gonna end up with them broadcasting Luke's hologram across the whole universe. I was like, no, there's no way that's what's happening. If that's what's happened, if that is what's happening, I'll eat my words and give you guys all back your super chats and send you all my Black Series toys. Darth Revan, will I be streaming on May the 4th? I believe so. I do have a meetup with a couple buddies that day. I'm not sure what time that day I'll be streaming though, but I will be streaming on May the 4th. Oh man, that'd be really meta for me, Boxerhead, because I know what you're saying. That'd be really hilarious to me, but it would piss off the whole world. But it would make me so funny, or make me feel so funny. Yeah, I mean, just wait till we get the full trailer. I think, like, this is what I'll end the stream on, because I do got to get going in a couple minutes. I think... Oh, meet up with a couple buddies? No, actually, so these are my old co-workers. We're actually just going to talk about some freelance stuff and drink some beer. We're going to do man stuff. No, we're just going to be a bunch of idiots and talk shop and probably geek out for a while. Play some foosball. Drink an IPA. Give somebody a tip. But yeah, I just can't wait for the full-length trailer, and this is what I'll say. There's just so much stuff that's going on, and I just can't believe that this is going to be the end of 9 movies, of a whole story that's 9 movies long. It's insane. And I have complete confidence in J.J. Abrams, to be honest. I know that he's really weird in interviews, and he's like, well, you know, what we needed to do was, like, you know, it was a tough task because, you know, what we're doing here is, like, you know, the ending of the whole movie, you know, but what we needed to do is make you feel something, and I really think we might have done that. I think just maybe, we did a thing. And all of a sudden you're like, whoa, wow, did you hear what he said? All those things that actually meant nothing because he gives nothing away. Like, it's really annoying watching his interviews, but, like, he's also a genius to me, the way that he makes movies and sets things up and knows how to sort of rehash, mishmash, redo, and, like, give fresh eyes to old things. I think he's, like, a genius at that. So yeah, I just can't wait to see this full-length trailer when it comes out. And I think we're in for something completely visually insane, because he went on record saying that there's going to be new force powers in this, or force things. So I don't even know what the hell that means, and if it means that it's more ridiculous, weird stuff than what happened in TLJ, I am so on board that I can't believe it. Like, I just want my... I want to be confused, sort of, you know? And I want the end of this, I want this to be a movie that makes me just need to go home and put on The Phantom Menace and then not stop watching Star Wars until 26 hours has gone by, and I don't even know. But yeah, so anyways, guys, it's been a really awesome chat. I think it's been a little over an hour. I think an hour and 20 minutes maybe. And yeah, just getting back into the gear of being the AT chat, streaming and making some movies or some videos for you guys. And currently working hard on a Bendemption video, which will be going out in the next few days. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. And honestly, thanks so much for hanging out. The super chats mean so much. Let me just go back over who sent anything through. The donations really mean a lot. FN1189, JX Editor, Smith the Sun. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel in that way. It means so much. And if any of you guys are new here, please do subscribe, because I do post content weekly. And I do stream at least once or twice a week. And sometimes, on the rare occasion now, I post more than one video a week. So, as always, this is the AT-AT Chat. May the Force be with you, and I'm signing off.